Hey, my name is Michael. Welcome to the vlog. In this episode, I'm just going to be looking at the VR is Amazing show that I posted a few days ago. So that was a project that I wanted to do about a year ago, and I wanted to just do like a VR show or whatever. I thought that'd be fun. I probably have a VR imprint actually around my face because I was playing around with the Vive a few hours ago. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I had this idea for doing just like a VR playthrough with my friends, and then we'd ask a few questions afterwards or whatever and see what the experience was like. In particular, I really like that moment when someone uses VR for the first time or tries a new VR experience, because they can be really like spiritual and interesting. So VR is awesome. After shooting 2 episodes of that Maker show in a studio that's about an hour away, after hauling all the Vive equipment plus a PC, gaming PC, over to the space, and yeah, I was really tired doing that. And then when I pulled the footage, it was like 4 streams from a TriCaster, each of them's about 48 gigs, and that's not something that like this Mac can handle. So didn't really feel like doing it. Didn't really feel like producing it. And then the end result is just like, oh, a couple guys playing games. That's cool. Great work, real groundbreaking stuff. So, I mean, it's fun. I enjoyed doing it. But I think it was like the amount of work required and energy to like produce something that's kind of like, oh cool, you did a playthrough, let's play. So I don't know, looking back through it and cutting it together this week, it was like kind of fun though, because I really like the way this starts and kind of the confused setup process that's captured. And normally that would be a behind the scenes things for a normal type of show, but I really like the meta of behind the scenes and the weirdness of that. So love kind of keeping that thing in. And then, I love playing around with chockers in any scenario. And so when Andrew's messing with me, when I'm just trying to get the thing set up, and that's like kind of the experience I've come to learn now, is like anytime I ask anyone to do VR, unless things are like perfect, it's usually about like 20-30 minutes of messing with it, whether it's something that needs to get updated or firmware or a Windows thing or something that needs to be online or a login. Like, there's always some interesting little thing that goes on with PC gaming. Okay, and then when you add a kind of interesting and weird peripheral like a Vive, it gets even more confusing. So always add about 30 minutes just for setup to your VR playtime, and know that it will be a new problem, a unique problem that you'll have to figure out. And that's the case, and I'm just kind of capturing that experience there. And I mean, that's unfortunate too, because that's kind of what's preventing VR from really making it, is like there's all these weird issues. Like I think your VR, love it, constantly overheats. You can use it for like 20-30 minutes and then something goes wrong, or there's a Wi-Fi issue, something's slow to load, or you need to update something mid-game or mid-app, whatever it is. So I still want to keep playing around with VR. I personally really like it, and I'd like to share some stuff with you guys. So here's my question. If I were to do another VR show, let's say I do one, does it matter if it's shot in a studio? Is that kind of exciting to shoot between multiple camera angles? Do you care about seeing the setup of something, like the obnoxious hiccups, or do you just want the gameplay? Is that what's important? Because like the VR experience is a lot of like, oh man, will this thing please work? I mean, I could probably shuttle through that stuff a little bit more quickly. I don't need to waste as much time. I mean, there is like this very boring aspect of the stuff I uploaded where there's a lot of waiting around and there's like some confusion what's going on. So yeah, let me know. Would you prefer a VR show that was shot in a studio or a VR show that was shot in a bedroom? Does it add very much to shoot it in a studio? It definitely adds something, but is it worth it? Is it okay if I just do a VR thing in my bedroom? Or a bedroom? A guest bedroom that's turned into a VR setup? It's kind of a challenge now to like figure out the production of this. Like, how much work should I put into the production? It seems like more. I'm trying to put in as little as possible production value and time into this stuff. And even that VR show setup was like minimal. I just shifted the colors in the background to purple, turned on some lights where I thought people would be. Turns out that was just where the VR performer would be, and maybe we needed additional lights on the back, but at that point they were all already set up, so I didn't like go back and correct it. So it's like
How was that?
production value,
What kind of stressful for a
content,
minute? You got really,
more
really
thoughtfulness
serious.
altogether,
Got
right?
down.
Like, let's
Yeah, there is
maybe produce something, put some time and energy into it, shoot it properly, think it through, reshoot it if necessary, rather than just like do a one-off idea. And this is kind of part of the Michael Volley problem, right? I really love doing like the MVP, like the minimum viable product, the easiest to make, the least hassle version of a thing so it exists. But I know that if I put more thought and time and energy into it, it could be better. And it's something I could do if it's not for me, but if it's for me, I'm like, cool, that's enough. Because it's also a lot of energy just to make something, right? And so like philosophically, I want to do the MVP, but to be successful as a video producer, you really have to go all the way. So that's the ongoing debate. Thanks for being a part of it. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, comment. YouTube. But anyway, thanks so much. Let's do more of this.